Hello, Princess on a Pillow here. I am here to do a review slash recap with my opinion on Love After Lockup Part 2. I just did Part 1. Please go and watch that if you haven't done so already. This is Season 5, Episode 32. It's titled Runaway Fiance. First couple, Hope and Arthur. Hope and Arthur's mother are on the side of the road waiting for Arthur. A white van pulls up and Arthur jumps out and hugs both of them. Arthur is not bad looking if he put some foundation on the triangle on his forehead. Arthur said he has been in and out of prison for 10 years. All I can say about that is he must like prison because he keeps going back. He said he was 14 when he started getting into trouble, and he was 18 when he first went to prison. He claims he wants to fly right. He does not want to go to prison anymore. We'll see. Because 10 years of being in and out of prison has become his comfort zone. It's all he knows. It's what he's used to. So we will see if he really wants to change and live a better life. We'll see. He is happy and surprised that his mother is there. The mother seemed to think that Arthur will go back to Vegas with her if she asks him to. I don't think so, Mother. Hope has him wrapped around her little finger. I wonder if Hope lives in her truck. She has the back set up like a bedroom. Arthur said Hope is thick like he liked them. But when they first met, she was slim. She was not that big. We can see that in the pictures. And they really don't know each other that well. They didn't spend that much time together because he went to jail because before he went to jail, he was on parole. And he had a strict curfew, so they didn't get to spend that much time together. But he said he wants to spend the rest of his life with Hope. Next, they all go to a restaurant. They sit down to eat. The mother found out that they plan on sleeping in the back of Hope's truck, and she's not happy. She said that's like a prison. He went from one prison to the next. She told them that she wants Arthur to go back to Vegas with her. Both Hope and Arthur doesn't feel like Arthur's brothers and sister contacted him enough when he was in prison. So he doesn't feel close to them. He feels closer to Hope, who was there for him more than anybody else was. So the mother let them know that before Hope, she was the one putting money on Arthur's books. But she had kids to take care of and a household to maintain. So she fell back a bit, And that's understandable. Over 10 years, Arthur was back and forth in jail. Who has time and money and energy to deal with him when all he does is mess up? She has a life to live too. She can't just spend all her money on you. And you keep messing up going to jail. And she's supposed to ignore her other kids and ignore her lifestyle and the things that she needs to do in life. You must be out of your effing mind. His mother had other obligations. I think Arthur is lazy, selfish, and he's an idiot. He's lazy because he'd rather rob people instead of getting a job. That's lazy. He's selfish because he expects people to drop everything and cater to him and put money on his books and call him and contact him and come visit him. They're supposed to put their lives on hold for him when he's the one that messed up and got himself thrown in prison. And then he's an idiot because he has that friggin' triangle on his damn forehead. So then, after his mom let him know that, I was there for you before Hope was there for you, but then I fell off because I had other obligations. I had a household to take care of. I had other kids to take up. Then he starts to cry. So then they hug and they told each other they love each other. He told us that he's a mama's boy, or he was a mama's boy. He said him and his mom were best friends, and they used to talk about everything. He said he has a different father than his other siblings. He said it's been 4 years since he saw his mother in person. His mother told him that she knows that he feels that he owes Hope something because she was there paying for everything. But she told him that you don't owe Hope anything. Arthur told his mother that he doesn't feel like owes Hope anything. He said he knows their relationship is going, and he said he knows that their relationship is going to work. Poor Arthur. He's I think he's naive. I think he's very naive. Hope told us that she has worked hard for the relationship and she's not going to allow his mother to mess it up. That was it. Last but not least, we have a new couple, Julian and Christine, and they live in Annapolis, Maryland. That's close by where I live. They're my neighbors. I could be in the grocery store and see them. Anywho, Julian is a 46-year-old marketing project manager. Christine is she's 38 years old and she's in for the title said armed bank robbery, but he said it was unarmed bank robbery. Julian said it was unarmed bank robbery. She got 5.5 years. Julian said he is working on a novel where the main character is on death row. So he reached out to Chris to get some insight on prison culture. And he claimed they struck up a friendship that blossomed into romance. Liar. Liar, fire. He went on a prison dating site in order to date inmates. That's what he did. Talking about he trying to write a book about the main character is on death row. She ain't on death row. How can she give you an insight to death row? Full of crap. You're lying, Julian. You're lying. There's no need to lie. There's no need to feel ashamed that you went on a prison dating website. If that's what you did, that's what you did. Lots of people do it. Not me, but lots of people do it. Tell the truth. Don't be ashamed. Chris said she told him that she made out with her roommate and he wrote her a cold letter back. The letter was cold and it said he does not want to hear about what she's doing with other ladies. So she thought he was different from other guys. Okay, they said Chris robbed 6 banks. She told us that she robbed 3, but they said she robbed 6 banks. She said she has to pay the banks back $10,000. Where's she going to get $10,000 from? I guess little by little. When she get a job, they'll take something out of her paycheck, I guess. Or they'll take her taxes. Who knows? She was on surveillance robbing the banks with no disguise. She could at least put on a wig and some shades, some sunglasses. But she just walked in the bank and robbed the bank just as plain as she is. No disguise. Don't she know that banks have cameras? Julian said between the time she was out, then went back to prison, they spent only a week together. So this is what happened. She went to prison for robbing the banks. Then she got out on parole, effed up her parole. After she did her time for the prison. She got out. When she got out, she didn't do what she was supposed to do, and she violated her parole. She violated her parole, and they put her back in jail. So while she was out on parole, they started dating, seeing each other, and they only saw each other for a few weeks before they put her right back in jail. So he's holding her down. He's got her stuff out of her apartment. He's got her cat or cats. I can't remember if it was 2 cats or 1 cat, but he's taking care of her stuff for her. And the cats seem to just love Julian. I'm a cat person. I love cats. Anyway, she is getting out the next day. Julian and the cat is driving home from a pet store. Chris called to let him know that they will be turning off her phone soon, since this is her last phone call. This is her last time to talk to him on the phone. So, yeah, she won't be able to call him. And she's happy that she'll be coming home the next day. We found out that they are very different. She is an atheist and he is a Pentecostal. And she thinks that this is going to cause problems. She said they haven't spent that much time together, but they are getting married. Julian told us that his body count is 3. And the 3 includes Chris. Wow. Maybe Chris can teach him a few things. I mean, she's a lady of the world. She's been to jail twice. You know what I'm saying? She's a bad girl. She's a wild thing. She's been robbing banks. She robbed banks 6 times. She's been to jail twice. She running red lights. She doing drugs. She ignoring her parole and not her PO and not checking in with her PO and doing drugs and failing her sobriety and probably doing some other stuff that we don't know nothing about. So she's a woman of the world. She should be able to teach him some stuff. So next morning, Julian and the cat go to pick up Chris from prison. Julian let us know that Chris is in prison because of the parole violation. He said she failed a few drug tests because she had pot in her system. He said, I don't get that though. When they tested her, they found pot in her system. Why didn't they arrest her right then and there? He said how she got arrested was she ran a red light and they ran her license and found out that she had a warrant out for her arrest. So when they drug test her and realized that she had drug in her system, why didn't they arrest her then? He said her and him were driving and she ran a red light and the cops pulled them over and ran her license and realized that she had a warrant out for arrest, and that's when they arrested her. So I don't get it. I don't understand. The story don't make sense to me. He said the prison that she's in is called, they call it Camp Cupcake because it's not really a prison. I think he said Martha Stewart went to that prison. I didn't know that's the prison she went to. The prison has no fence. It's just a building. And it's minimum security. Julian said you can walk out whenever you feel like it, but of course you're going to get arrested again. Julian said Julian and the cat, they're at the prison. They're at the prison 20 minutes early. See, that's what I like. See? What's her name? What's that chick's name? Hope? Hope need to take some lessons from Julian. You get there early to pick your person up from jail. You don't have the person waiting on you. You don't do that. That's rude. So yeah, the cat's dressed up in a king's robe. He looks ridiculous. I hate when people dress up their animals. And 35 minutes later, and it's still, Chris still has not been released. So he's standing there waiting, and a van finally pulls up, and she jumps out. She runs to him and tackles him in the grass. She's all over him. She's hugging him. She's kissing him. She's just all over him. Then she hugged the cat, and the cat really wanted nothing to do with her. The cat probably don't even remember her. And I think she was a little high. She seemed hyped up. She didn't seem calm, cool, and collected. So she may be on something. I think she probably was on something. She claims she gained 30 pounds while she was in prison. But Julian doesn't mind. He said she looks gorgeous and she's perfect. And all Chris wants to do is jump his bones. Chris told us that she started getting in trouble with the law because of drugs. She said she was dating someone who got her on the needle, and she had to shoplift in order to support their habit. She said she searched on her phone how to rob a bank. She said all you had to do is hand a note to the bank teller and they have to give you the money. She said she robbed about 3 banks, and the next day the police was boom, 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 boom on her door. She said she wants to marry Julian and she hopes he wants to marry her too. And that was the end of the episode, and this is the end of my review. Thank you so very much for watching. Princess on a Pillow here. Bye.